Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Kayla Slater and I will be guiding you through today's yoga practice. What I have in store today is a really gentle, chilled out yoga flow. We'll be staying close to the ground, really working on easing in today's practice. If you have a strap available, please grab one. If you don't have a strap, you can use the belt from a robe or something like that. A towel would work too. And also, if you have a block available, please grab that. If you don't have a block, that is okay. We can modify without. So today's yoga practice, yoga while on your cycle. How do we practice while on our cycle? Typically, we'd want to kind of slow things down, keep it a little more chill, but really it just depends on how you're feeling. So maybe you want something more energizing, and that's perfectly fine. But for today's purposes, we're going to keep it pretty mellow. So with that, I'll invite you to start in a child's pose. Bringing your knees wide on the mat and the big toes together. Sit your bottom back towards your heels and start to walk the hands towards the top of your mat, bringing your forehead all the way down and settling in. Starting to tune into your breath, noticing where is it at in its natural state. Feel your forehead on the mat if it's touching. If it's not quite there yet, that's fine. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Once more, big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And just maybe you'd like to set an intention for today's practice. Feel free to do that now. Once your intention is set, take a big breath in, walking your hands a little bit closer to the top of the mat. Exhale as you walk your hands towards the left side of the mat, and they might come off and onto the floor. Still in your child's pose, and maybe placing one hand on top of the other. Breathing into the right side of your body. Inhale through the center of your mat. Exhale to the right again, maybe placing one hand on top of the other. Breathing into the left side of your body. Inhale through center. Exhale here. Inhale, walk those hands in, lifting up to find your tabletop position. Spreading the fingers wide and pressing the top of your feet down into the mat. Gently starting to activate through the core. On your next inhale, lower the belly, lift the chest, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the tail for cat. Inhale, lift the chest, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale to neutral. Stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, tucking the toes. Let's press the heel back just a little bit, starting to wake up the back of your leg. Maybe bobbing back and forth or finding stillness, whichever feels best. Good, bringing that knee in, we'll switch sides, stepping the left foot to the back of the mat, tucking the toes, and rocking back and forth if that feels good. returning to find your tabletop, dropping down to the forearms, lower the hips, separate the feet wide, a little wider than hip distance, for Sphinx. Long spine. Now notice if you're sinking down into the shoulders. Keep pressing down to find length through the spine. Turn your head to the right. Back to center and over to the left. Back to center. Drop all the way down to your belly, bringing the right knee up by your side for a half frog position. You may rest your cheek on the back of your hands if that feels good. Turning your head over to the right. Breathe. Good. Bringing that right leg down by your side, lifting back for Sphinx. Turn your head to the right. Back to center, over to the left. Back to center, dropping all the way down to your belly and bringing the left knee out to the side for your half frog position. Resting your right cheek on the back of your hands. Breathing here. And then gently lifting back to find your Sphinx once more. Really pressing down into your hands and forearms, lifting through the chest. Good, maybe bending the knees, pointing your toes up to the ceiling, and letting your head fall back. Lowering the feet and rolling over onto your back. Good, once you're there, hug the knees into your chest, rock side to side. Maybe closing off the eyes if you wish. Placing your hands on top of the knees, press the knees out and away, bring them around to the sides and back in towards the chest. 2 more times. And then switching directions. Good. Placing your feet down on the mat. Go ahead and grab your strap. Hooking the strap around the right foot, sending your foot up to the ceiling. Your left foot can remain planted on the mat as you start to pull and open the back of the right leg. Now, if you want a little more intensity, allow the left foot to scoot down to the bottom of your mat, extending that leg. Breathe here. Work to keep the shoulders down on your mat. Hips are grounded. Maybe just a soft bend in the knee if that feels better in your body. Breathe. Placing the left hand on the left hip will gently open the right leg out towards the side to your level of comfort, continuing to hold that strap. right foot back to the center line, grounding both of your hips into the mat. We'll bring the right foot just a few inches to the left side. Starting to open through the IT band. You can switch hands so your left hand is holding the strap. Your right hand can go wherever it feels comfortable. Good, bringing the right leg back through center, removing the strap. And then taking your hands around the right knee, we'll bring the knee out towards the side and up in towards the right armpit, compressing the hip. Release the right leg, allowing it to fall down towards the mat. Toes drift off to the sides, arms by your sides. Keep your eyes open for a brief Shavasana. Corpse pose. Good. Grabbing your strap, hooking it around the left foot. Sending that foot up to the ceiling and maybe keeping the right foot planted on the mat, up to you, or allowing the leg to extend. Shoulders are down, hips are down. Breathe here. Placing the right hand on the right hip, gently opening the left leg out towards the side. To your level of comfort, breathe. Try to keep the right hip firmly pressing into the mat. Bringing the leg back through center, switching your grip so that the right hand is holding the strap, left hand goes wherever it feels comfortable. Bringing the foot just a few inches to the right to now open through the IT band. Stay with the breath. Good. Returning through center. Remove your strap, set it off to the side. Hug the left knee in towards the chest, then bring it out to the side and in towards the left armpit, compressing the hip. Breathe here. Letting that go, placing both feet down to the mat about hip distance apart, arms by your sides. Inhale, press into the feet and lift your hips, bridge pose. Using the strength of your feet and legs, breathe here. Gently lower the hips down to the mat. Windshield wipe the legs side to side. Good. Placing your feet, inhale, lift the hips. This time, option to clasp your hands behind the back, tucking the shoulders underneath to create a shelf, and lift your hips a little bit higher, keeping the pinky fingers down on your mat. Try not to turn your head while the neck is compressed. lower your bottom down to the mat. Windshield wipe the legs side to side. Good. Hug the knees into your chest. Take hold behind your knees. Let's rock and roll back and forth, massaging the length of your spine. About 5 or 6 times. And then bringing yourself up to seated. Good. Scooting towards the center of the mat, extending your legs out long. Bring the right foot in, and then cross the right foot over the left leg. Bringing this left heel in towards your bottom if that feels good, or you can keep that leg extended. Placing the right fingertips down behind you. Inhale, reach the left arm high, hugging the left knee in towards your chest and twisting to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Next option is to hook the elbow over for a deeper twist. Please listen to your body and find what works for you. Gently unwind, take a little counter twist to your left, and then extend both legs out long. Bending the left knee, crossing it over the right. Right heel comes in. Placing the left fingertips behind, inhale, reach, and exhale, twist to your left, hugging the knee in towards your chest, or option to hook the elbow, gazing over the left shoulder. Breathe here. Good. Gently unwind, take a little counter twist to your right, and then extend both legs out long. Removing the flesh from under your bottom. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the ankles or feet. Maybe a soft bend through the knees. Feel the release through the lower back and hips. And think about bringing the belly towards your thighs with a nice long spine, rather than rounding your head and bringing your forehead towards your knees, okay? So we're gonna try and maintain the length of your spine, hinging from the hips. With each exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into your fold, but stopping when you reach your edge. On your next inhale, start to lift yourself up and swing the legs around to a low kneeling position. Good. On your next inhale, lift high up to the knees, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit your bottom back to your heels. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, hands to heart center, sitting back to your heels. Once more, inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to heart center, sitting back to your heels. Good. Okay, scooting towards the top of your mat. If there's no discomfort, please bring your feet to the sides and sit your bottom down to the mat between your ankles. However, if this is a little further than what you're wanting to do today, then you can come back to your kneeling position and sit on the back of your heels. Be very aware of your knees. We don't want any pain, No discomfort. A little bit of discomfort is okay, but it shouldn't be painful at all. Be very aware of your knees. These are the only knees we got. Okay, breathe. Lifting up to find a high kneeling position, tucking under the toes, and sitting your bottom back to your heels for screaming toe pose. You can keep your hands down on the mat to control how much pressure goes into your feet. And if there's no discomfort, go ahead and lift up, allowing your hands to rest on the lap. Breathe. Good. Placing your hands down on the mat, untuck the toes and tap them out a few times. And then lift all the way up on your knees in a high kneeling position. Placing your hands to the lower back, setting up for camel. Pull the elbows towards each other as close as you can get them. Activating the glutes and quads. Gently press the hips forward just slightly, just a little bit. Lifting through the chest, look up to the ceiling and allow your head to drop back, opening through the throat. If you would like to go into full camel, you're welcome to do so. Or you can stay here with me. Gently release, sitting down to your bottom and finding a cross-leg position. Nice. Hands on the knees. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Resting the left arm out towards the side and resting the right hand on top of your head gently. So we're opening through the left side of your neck. Good, switching sides, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Pressing the right hand down towards the ground and allowing the left hand to rest on your head. Breathe. Let that go. Returning to neutral. Inhale, reach to the sky, press your palms, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, cactus arms, lifting through the heart. Exhale, round your spine, tucking the chin to the chest. Like you're hugging a big beach ball. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, lift your gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, round through the spine. Once more, inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, round. Good, returning to a neutral spine. Placing the right fingertips down beside you, inhale, reach the left arm up and over. Nice big side stretch. Try to keep the chin up and away from your chest, and perhaps lifting through your gaze. Maybe you're up on your fingertips, or maybe the forearm starts to fall towards the ground. Good, inhale through center. Exhale, left fingertips down, right arm reaches up and over. Breathe. Continue to press down through the right side of your bottom. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Okay. Let's find a tabletop position. On your next inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Breathe. Stacking the shoulders. Squaring the hips. Good. Exhale, thread the right arm under the left, coming down to your shoulder, and then reaching the left arm to the top of your mat. Breathing here. Placing the left hand down by your face, inhale, reach the right arm high, and exhale, find your tabletop. Good. Inhale, left arm high. Breathe. Exhale, thread the needle, coming down onto your left shoulder and reaching the right hand to the top of the mat. Hips stay high over the knees. Placing the right hand by your face, inhale, unwind. Left arm reaches high. Exhale to tabletop. Beautiful. Child's pose. This time, maybe taking a narrow leg child's pose, keeping the knees together, sitting back to your heels, rounding your spine over your legs. Hands are back by your feet, and the forehead rests. Beautiful. Begin to lift yourself to kneeling. Swing the legs around. Make sure one of your blocks is where you can easily reach it. Planting your feet on the mat. Big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Nice and slow. Now once we get about halfway down, I want you to pause and try to lift an inch or two. Good. Continue to lower. Pause. Lift. Nice. And lower the rest of the way down to your mat, hugging the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Reach and grab the outer edges of your feet, coming into happy baby, pulling your knees towards the underarms, maybe finding some playful movement if that feels good, rocking around or straightening one leg and then the other. You can also try taking the peace fingers around your big toes. And then bringing the soles of your feet together. Lift your forehead towards your toes, curling up into a ball. And laying all the way down on your back. Place your feet. Good. Now we're going to set our block on its medium height or low height. If you don't have a block, that's okay. You can keep your bottom down on the ground or maybe find a thick book to place underneath your sacrum. Arms by your sides. Inhale, lift the feet up to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Breathe. Waterfall. Notice any sensations. Maybe you'd like to bring your arms to a cactus position, feel the goalpost. Arms back by your sides if they're not there already. Point and flex the feet. Circle the ankles around in both directions. And then lower your feet down to the mat, nice and slow. Lift your hips, remove the block. Soles of the feet together, knees drift off to the sides. Place one hand on your belly and the other to your chest. Close the eyes. Feel your breath. You've made it to the end of today's practice. Good. Go ahead and extend your legs out long. Let your arms rest by your sides, turning your palms up to the ceiling and closing off the eyes as we settle into Shavasana. This time is for you to absorb everything you put into today's physical practice, as well as an opportunity to check in with yourself. Coming back to your breath. Notice, is there anything else you can do to make yourself a little more comfortable right now? Maybe brushing the hair out of your face, or moving the hips a little more until you get settled. Good. I'll guide you back in a few moments. Like to take a longer Shavasana, please pause the video now. Take a nice deep breath. Rock your head side to side. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Hug the knees into your chest and rock side to side. Reach arms and legs out long for a nice full body stretch, feeling the space that you've created in your body with today's practice. Hug the knees into your chest and roll onto the left side of your body. Pausing for a moment reflecting on your intention if you chose one for today's practice, and perhaps forming an intention for your next practice. Bring yourself back to sitting when you're ready. Finding a nice comfortable seated position to end our session. Sitting up nice and tall, close off the eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Please thank yourself for practicing today. And I thank you for sharing this time with me. Until next time.